Hi, this is a reflection on lesson 257 in A Course in Miracles, and it says, let me remember what my purpose is. Let me remember what my purpose is. And this is maybe because I'm doing all of these last three on the same day, because I didn't do any this weekend. They all have very much the same flavor. And it talks about how remembering that what we want is exactly what God wants and what God wants for us, and that's peace. And the way to achieve that is through forgiveness, which I talked about in the last one, which is acceptance, meaning whatever bad or wrong we perceive to be happening, we just come into acceptance of that. And then you really don't perceive it as bad or wrong. It just is what's happening, and this too shall pass. The only constant is change in this world. So why attach to the way something should be when it's just constantly in flux? That's what it also makes me think about. So what was the title? Let me remember my purpose today, or something like that. And so it talks about, it had like a brief little mention of how like aligning thoughts with actions. And that kind of, for me, makes it very like a very practical lesson of coming into peace, because when our actions and thoughts are not aligned, when there's a dissonance between the two, then there is no peace. That's what dissonance means. It's not very peaceful. So, but when I feel like, okay, my thoughts are aligning, I'm actually acting in accordance with the thoughts I'm having, like what I desire, how I feel about things, what my values are, and I'm acting in alignment with my values, then it's very peaceful. I only feel not peace when those two things are kind of out of whack with each other. So that's how this lesson became very practical for me to think about. And it's like, well, let me think about it. Where are my thoughts and actions still out of alignment? I can think of a few places. I think, and then, yeah, I don't feel much peace in those areas. I still feel like there's more work to be done, like self-work, inner work. So it's a good pointer. It's actually a very quick one now that I've really stopped to think about it. It's a very quick pointer to where there's more work to be done. Because sometimes I'll talk to people who've been doing the self-work thing for a long time. And sometimes it feels hard to figure out where to focus next. What's the next thing that needs, like or if it's they haven't done it before. I've also heard this, where what's my way in? What is the most important thing to be working on right now? Well, I guess that's a good pointer. Ask ourselves, where are my actions and thoughts not aligned? Where don't I feel peace? That's a very quick way to say, oh, okay, now I see where I can focus. I'll do some work in that area. So, okay, very practical lesson. I really like this. All right.